As selling on Amazon continues to gain popularity, each day more and more gurus are popping up on YouTube, Facebook and TikTok, all shouting from the rooftops about how great Amazon FBA is and how much money it's possible to make without putting in a jot of effort. And all you have to do to find out the secrets is spend $9.97 on a course and you'll be shown the key to unlock the door to financial freedom. While some of these Amazon FBA gurus are credible and they do know what they're talking about, the sad truth is that that's a small minority, and the majority of them don't currently sell on Amazon, and in a lot of cases never have at all. And that means that the claims that they're making are just being said to hype you up so that you don't think twice when they start to pitch you their course. I've been an active Amazon FBA seller since 2018, and in that time not only have I built a business that generates 6 figures of profit each year, but I've launched enough products and gained enough experience to understand when an Amazon FBA guru is telling the truth or feeding their viewers a load of BS, the biggest of which I'll be exposing today. One common mistruth about Amazon FBA is that setting up is an overnight process that will quickly result in you being able to afford Lambos, Rolex watches, and business class flights. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. If you're serious about building a long-term sustainable income stream from selling products on Amazon, then you need to understand that it's going to take time and it's going to take effort. Having a successful Amazon FBA business that generates thousands in profits every single month, that isn't a case of just creating an Amazon account and then sending in any old crap that you can find on Alibaba. Instead, it requires you to spend lots of time researching the many different niches to discover lots of different product ideas, and then you need to analyze data to understand demand and profitability, and then just generally spend time looking for opportunities that you can turn into a profit. The whole process of finding and launching a successful product on Amazon, that might take you 6 weeks or it might take you 12. What it most certainly won't take you is a matter of days. And to be honest, if it did, that should actually concern you, because if it was that easy, then everybody would be doing it. I've been selling the same branded products on Amazon since I started in 2018. And one of the key reasons that I've been able to do that is because when I took the decision that I wanted to have an Amazon FBA business, I knew that I shouldn't provide it with any less care and attention than any other business. So when searching for my product, I took my time and I did my research diligently and took basically a lot of care when making decisions over what I wanted to sell. And thanks to that strategy, 5 years on, I'm still successfully selling the same products. So if you're going to go down the route of having an Amazon business, follow this approach and ignore any claims from those that say that they can get you started in a matter of days or even weeks. That way you'll be more motivated and it will be far more likely that you'll be selling the same product for many years to come, generating a great amount of income. Fake Amazon FBA gurus love to claim that you can get up and running with an Amazon business with as little as $500. Unless you're in an incredibly fortunate position where you can manufacture your own goods very cheaply, getting started with $500, that's just a pipe dream. Whilst the monthly running costs of an Amazon FBA business can be kept pretty low compared to the majority of businesses out there, your main cost, which is going to be the product that you're selling, that's going to require quite a sizable investment, which will depend on how many units you need to order, which in turn is going to be dictated by the level of demand from Amazon customers in your chosen category. Amazon wants its customers to have the best shopping experience ever. So to help this, it rewards the sellers that manage to keep in stock as much as possible, and it punishes those that constantly don't have enough inventory. So regardless of whether you do manage to find a supplier that will sell you enough units to cover your investment of $500 as an example, if that's not going to be enough to satisfy at least 1 month's worth of stock, then you'll quickly discover that it's very hard to hold on to a decent ranking position, because Amazon will punish you for being out of stock, and that's going to severely impact the level of profit that you can make. So that is why, in my view, it just isn't possible to get started with as little as $500, especially when you think about additional costs such as shipping, logo design, photos, and so on. A far more reasonable amount to start an Amazon FBA business with, that's going to be closer to the £2,000 or dollar mark. And even with that, you might find that the number of products that you can afford to sell is limited. With that said, regardless of how little or how much you are planning on starting your Amazon business with, when you're assessing any product that you want to sell, always check that you can afford at least 4 weeks worth of stock so that your product's chances of success aren't going to be limited by Amazon as a result of you not being able to sell to its customers. Searching for a product to sell on Amazon, it's going to take you time and it's going to take you effort regardless of your level of experience. Me, for example, I've got 5 years worth of product research practice under my belt. And although I'm considerably quicker at assessing opportunities now than when I first started, it's still not a quick and easy process if I want to do it properly. And this product research is an area that a lot of gurus like to bend the truth in. They basically make it seem incredibly easy if you follow their methods. If you search for product research tutorials on YouTube, for example, you know it won't be long before you come across plenty of videos that claim to show a $10,000 product that the person found in as little as 60 seconds. Whilst that might be the case, which with the help of tools such as Helium 10 is not really difficult to do, anybody with prior experience will be able to tell you that the products that are usually flagged by these quick methods, those are typically in incredibly saturated niches such as garlic presses or water bottles, or they're products that are in niches with low reviews and very high sales, which is typically an indicator of a niche that is about to get flooded with competition. These type of tutorials rarely come with a warning from the guru giving it, saying that you still need to do further research into the product being demonstrated. Because of that omission, a lot of beginners will rush through their product research and then end up launching a product that's doomed to fail because they've either skipped a key part of the research process, such as checking profitability, or they choose a product that is in a niche that's about to get incredibly saturated. Product research takes time and effort, regardless of your experience, your budget, and the latest product research strategy that's going around on YouTube. So just take your time and relax. When I first discovered Amazon FBA, the most attractive part of it was that it was described as being passive once you'd found a product to sell and a supplier to source from. Although it's true that the amount of time that you're required to put into this business does significantly reduce once you find and launch your product on Amazon, to say that it then becomes passive, that's pretty far from the truth. Every week since I started selling on Amazon in 2018 has required me to have some sort of input into the running of my business, whether that be responding to a customer question, ordering more stock, tinkering with my advertising campaigns, and so on. And whilst I have managed to get the physical amount of time that I spend on my business down to around 2 hours a week, thanks to things like outsourcing and automations, I still wouldn't describe it as passive and put it in the same category as something like stock investing, for example. So if you ever see Amazon FBA described as passive income, take it with a pinch of salt. Whilst it's undoubtedly a business that can be built in your spare time and managed in a few hours a week, it's not passive. And if you're focused on growing it and eventually selling it for a large profit, it's unlikely it ever will be. To be a successful seller on Amazon, that requires you to be a quick learner and someone able to develop business skills such as data and financial analysis. And you'll use those skills to do your product research, calculate profitability, run and assess your ad campaigns, and so much more. And sometimes all of those things need to be done simultaneously. Now, when described like that, selling on Amazon might sound quite hard. And that's because it is, especially if you're someone that can feel easily overwhelmed, or if you're doing it completely alone without the help of somebody else to bounce ideas off. Now, the difficulty of selling on Amazon is something that you see a lot of gurus avoid talking about. And that's because typically they don't know themselves, because they've never experienced being an Amazon seller, or if they have, they haven't sold in years. Although selling on Amazon has got a little bit easier and more accessible over the past few years, selling in general is never going to be a walk in the park. Whether that be because a product that just doesn't seem to be exciting your customers enough to buy it from you, or an ad campaign that you've set up isn't performing, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be a problem with Amazon that you need to solve. And sometimes you may find a problem so challenging that you just want to give up. Selling on Amazon isn't for everybody. It requires hard work, determination, and a lot of stamina. And ultimately, if you're not somebody that's incredibly motivated by money, then the reality is that you might not think it's worth the effort and the headaches that it can cause. I even have days where I've been so frustrated that I've really considered throwing in the towel. And that's after 5 years of building something that I'm actually really proud of. But given my motivations and the fact that I understand that it was never going to be an easy ride, I've always kept going, and so far I have managed to solve all of the problems that I've encountered, despite pulling out a lot of hair in the process. So my advice here is, if you're looking to start Amazon FBA, ignore all the gurus that say it's easy and you'll be a millionaire in months. Just understand that it isn't easy, but it's a fun challenge where you will learn and be able to implement a ton of skills that are transferable, that don't just apply to Amazon FBA, but business in general. It's not easy, but if you understand that and set your expectations correctly, you'll be far more likely to stay motivated and end up at the finish line. If you're still ready and raring to go now that you've learned the truth about what it's like to sell on Amazon, and you want to be guided through the entire process by me, so that's a 7-figure Amazon seller, then check out the Smashers Academy, which is my beginner to advanced coaching program that aims to get you up and running with a successful product in under 12 weeks. There is a link and more details in the description. That is it for this week, guys. I hope it has revealed some honest truths and kept you motivated to go ahead with your Amazon FBA journeys. If you have any recommendations or tips of your own, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.